Galaxy boys, reality is far away. Liquid love got me floating away. Up in the club, Grey Goose every day. Stacks on rack and my mind starts melting away. Smoking the J, posted in the bay. Sad boy sipping Arizona day by day. Day by day I go away. Swerving on this iced tea. Young dude, shouty posted with that DMT. Passing the pipe, this ABC. Cut the wrist and lay him down gently. Leopard on the backseat in my Bentley, red Bentley. I pop two pills, too many. I don't give a fuck. I put
Alright, I guess we'll just keep going for now. We'll just say Team Purplish versus Team Reddish. That's fine with me. Alright, and down here in the bottom left side of the map, we have Prevention and Animal Mother, also known as Terradine. And sorry to pause again, but I do have to change my my settings here. There we go. Now it's going to be a bit less janky. Alright, so we see a wall off at the top from our Terran and Protoss player, as we might expect. Now, I don't know a whole lot about 2v2s, so most of this is just going to be me talking out of my ass about everything. So, I think Terran and Protoss probably has one of the strongest late games in 2v2 that you can think of. Just comboing things like siege tanks and Protoss air units is a scary combination. And pretty much just like a lot of the Terran mech units just are going to scale super well into that late game if they get there. But I think Zerg is some of the most aggressive potential in 2v2s. A lot of builds where they're just going to have a lot more Zerglings than you might expect. Alright, so it looks like we have Prevention here. We'll be scouting the base of Wysion and Frugs. So Frugs will be getting a hatchery. Zoe, or Wysion, sorry, still staying on one hatch for now. We'll see a proxy hatch from her, I wonder. Probably not, but one can hope we'll see one sometime in this series. Alright, so 6 Zerglings have popped out here for Wysion, and those will be heading across the map. So this could be nice too, if you're playing Zerg, where you use one of your players to kind of be a bit more aggressive or defensive in the early game, and it lets the other Zerg player just continue to drone up and get a good economy. Because obviously if one player has a good economy, they can transfer a bit of that to their teammate in this game here. And those 6 Zerglings look like they will be fairly annoying. Going to pick away at Animal Mother's low ground command center here, actually preventing it from building for quite a bit here. Even killing the Marine and a couple of these probes here. Finally a Stalker will come out here for Prevention. Looks like that's his only fighting unit for now. But still, that command center has been cancelled, and that's going to force Team Reddish here to stay up at the high ground. And as expected, Animal Mother will be going for mech. Looks like he's going to go into that aggressive mech comp that we often see. Just going to turn my game sound down a bit here. I'm really bad for like stuff like this with setting up my stream, because I don't know how I want my stream until I've actually started streaming. So then I have to make all these adjustments mid-stream. Alright, so it looks like Wysion will be finally getting up that second hatch. Those 6 Zerglings are all still alive. So that's pretty good for Team Purplish. First couple of Hellions are out here. We're going to be seeing that battle mech style that we often see from a lot of mech players. I'm not really a big fan of it, but I can definitely see the appeal. Every time I play Zerg, I always feel like whenever I play versus a mech player, they just roll into my base with like a shit ton of Hellions and random Cyclones. And then I just die because I didn't see it, or, you know, I'm not prepared. So, it's definitely one of those things where you can really do a lot of damage with those units if you hit at the right time or your opponent's not prepared. The other side of the map, we see is Wysion here going for a Spire off the 2 base. She really doesn't have a very strong economy here, only around 20 drones, so I'm not really sure how many units she'll be able to pump out. 9 in total, actually. It looks like it's banking all of her gas on this. I'm not sure if Frog sent her any gas, because he's been mining off 4 gas. I think that's actually what happened. That's really cute. And Frogs is getting the Baneling Nest. We do see a lot of Stalkers out, but with Terradine going for this mech comp, he's only going to have Cyclones at his disposal, and I don't see an Engineering Bay either. So these 9 Mutalisks will be able to do a lot of damage if they get across the map here with it being scouted. And it doesn't look like they're going to be seen until the last moment here. Wysion actually pulling them up, waiting to go in for that strike. And even though Prevention does have Stalkers, which of course can attack, they're not that great versus Mutalisks, especially without Blink. And Mother's left the game. And looks like game 1 here, going very swiftly to Frogs versus Wysion. Okay, so game 2 here. I'm gonna assume they're not being BM and just like leaving for no reason. Oh, this map actually looks really cool. I don't know if I've played on this one. Oh shit. Why is it not sorting the teams right? I feel like this overlay is not working correctly. For the sake of, I think I might switch to another one. Here, one sec. Because that one's fairly old. Just use WCS. The WCS one works with 2v2, right? I hope so. Okay, that actually looks a bit better, I think. It's a bit more streamlined. Yeah, that's good. Let's do 3. Okay. So, up in the top side of the map, we have in red, it is Prevention. With his teammate, the Orange Terran, it is Animal Mother. And down at the bottom side of the map, we have our Zerg combo. It is Frugs and Y-Scion. Alright, so no super early pools this game, both Zerg players going for some drones up to 17. So that's going to be a standardish macro game for now, at the very least. And we have another Walling coming down for our Terran and Protoss player. Something you really want to get down is those Wallings. Early Zergling floods can be so deadly if you're not prepared. I'm not sure why he's pinging over there. Maybe he wants to proxy. I'm not sure. But it looks like Frugs will be sending in a scout here. And we actually have a double proxy hatch going down. Triple proxy hatch, in fact. Do they have vision of this? They have vision of one of them. That's kind of unfortunate for Frugs. He built it right in the vision of that gas geyser. But they don't know about the extra 2 hatch. Even a 4th hatch. This could be bananas. Okay, so Animal Mother being fairly smart getting that bunker. For all he knows, it's just a 1 there. Yeah, because he can only see the 1. So they don't know what's coming. And it looks like it's just going to be Queens and Zerglings coming out of these. Some SCVs being pulled to deal with this one over here. But they don't know the full extent of this, sorry. That's a lot of hatcheries. That's a lot of production. They could get quite a few queens, actually, from these hatcheries. So this one will certainly be stopped, but that's a lot of time being lost there. And is this a tight wall? I'm not sure if those Zerglings can fit through. If these Zerglings spawn on this side of the hatchery, how can they... He might be a bit screwed here. See, yeah, I don't think these Zerglings can get out. No, they're stuck. That is super unfortunate for those Zerglings. I guess they didn't really think that part through. But 3 Zealots over here are going to start picking away at these hatcheries, and they will be able to kill these Zerglings as soon as they spawn. You can be able to pick off the larva really quickly there too. But some of these Lings get into the main, and they are going to start picking away here. Right, and they even have the Overlord over here as well, so they will have high ground vision, but Cyclone and some Marines in that bunker are going to be a very deadly force to deal with. That Queen actually trapped in there, not going to be able to get away from those Zealots, but the 3 Queens together might be able to take those out. Once Queen does go down. That bunker is still picking away there. It's going to kill that hatchery eventually. Prevention not really dealing with those Zerglings in his main that efficiently, and we have another hatchery over here. This is just absolutely nuts. Hatcheries everywhere. And a lot of spine crawlers being built behind these hatcheries. And eventually going to try to force their way onto the high ground. I don't know where we have that Cyclone. Oh, it's over here trying to pick away at this hatch. Okay, so finally the 1 hatchery does go down. We have a couple more drones here being built. Going to turn into spine crawlers. Okay, it looks like that bunker will get taken out. Same with that gas. This is a really nice looking map, actually. I really like this. That Cyclone is starting to pick away at that Spine Crawler. Really need to repair down on the Cyclone. The Spore Crawlers actually do a lot of damage. They need a lot of SCVs to repair that, in fact. But eventually he will get rid of these Spine Crawlers. He has the other hatch gone, but at the main, there is a lot of Zerglings picking away there. They are going to get cleaned up by that Cyclone. These Cyclones are so key in holding this for both these players. Oh, and unfortunately one of the Cyclones does go down. Animal Mother probably being forced to micro over here as well. Not able to fight out everywhere at once. And this is super crazy, actually, like, the fact that this is occurring. This is super stressful for all of these players, I can imagine. One of the queens does go down. That Overlord does get picked off. I'm not sure if they get vision from that creep. No, they don't get vision from that. They kind of get, like, part vision, but... Cyclone's continuing to pick away at these Spine Crawlers. And these Shield Batterers are being super efficient here. Able to heal up all these Stalkers while they trade with the Queens. That's 4 Queens going down. And they don't really have anything behind this. They've pretty much lost, like, all of the resources they put in here. Even to lose these Overlords. And 4 Stalkers in the Cyclone. It's a very unlikely combination here. And this is actually super... This is like a cute moment. You have SCVs repairing Stalkers. Unlikely friendship. It's like the fox and the hound. Alright, so it looks like Frogs and Weiss Lion's hatchery shenanigans here did not quite work out. The Cyclones and Stalkers here were able to defend this quite well. So a lot of brilliance though, he really has to back off a bit. Takes a bit of damage, but not the end of the world here. And those 3 Spine Crawlers really aren't going to find that much more damage. And both the Zerg players here are back on 1 base. Trying to get up a second one here. Not even going to clear the rocks, they don't have time. They got a mine. And we have that Banshee on the way here as well with Cloak. So this is going to be super hard for Wi-Fi and Frogs to deal with on their side of the map here. I think they invested way too much resources into that quad hatch play there. But their opponents are still on 1 base for now. But they did lose a lot of resources from that proxy hatch build. They are going to finally take some more bases here. I'm going to try to mine up. But this is a pretty deadly looking force from Animal Mother here. If he goes to attack any of these bases, I don't think there's much they can do to defend. And pretty much no units here available for Wi-Fi and Frogs at the moment. Only some Queens and some Zerglings. And that hatch is going to get picked off. Let's see what we got coming down. 3 Queens. I don't think it's going to be enough to stop these 4 Cyclones. They're just going to go straight for the throat here, going right for all these drones. A lot of the drones going down right off the bat. 2 more Queens from Wi-Fi are here, so we've got 6 Queens in total. They don't have much energy, so transfuses are not going to be a big issue in this fight here. And the Stalkers of Prevention do come up to assist his teammate. Some transfuses going down, but GG is going to be called. Wi-Fi leaves. Frogs, he's going to try his hardest here, but GG is called as well. And game number 2, going to Prevention and Animal Mother. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Alright. So, spawning up here in the top right side of the map, we have our purplish team in the Zerg. It is Frogs in the Zerg, holy. And Wi-Fi. Our Zerg combo here. Down in the bottom left, we have the Unlikely Alliance. Our Terran player, Animal Mother. with his teammate, the Protoss player Prevention. It's really annoying that that thing still pops up. Ouch. A bit of a misplaced wall there. Now, what are Frogs and Weissline going to go for this game, I wonder? We got a pretty early pool here for Weissline. That's not super early. I think that was a 17 pool, right? Alright. Now, it's always tough with 2v2s because you never know, like, how much effort, I guess, both the teams are putting in. Like, it looks like Prevention and Animal Mother have just kind of gone that route of, we'll just do our standard macro builds, and hopefully it'll mesh, you know, like, we'll do good. Sometimes that can work, but I feel like in 2v2, it's really nice to get creative with your teammate. There's a lot of cool cheeses and a lot of cool builds you can do. I guess I wasn't really pulled, but I thought. So it looks like this is going to be the same strat as the first game where Weissline puts on some aggression. Meanwhile, back at home, Frogs is going to macro up, get some drones out. And I really like plays like this because it shows that Frogs and Weissline, they have some synergy as a team because this is a team game. They're using maybe one of their weaknesses or one of their strengths to help each other out here. So Weissline is just going to be able to come out here, try to deny this command center. This looks like a carbon copy of that first game, actually. Marine's going down and all the SCVs. So this is normally not a build you see in TVZ, which is why I think Animal Mother has the wrong response here. You can see when players go for an early pool in ZVT, they normally only send 2 to 4 lings out. So if you pull 3 SCVs with a Marine, you can hold that off with some good micro. But it's versus 6 lings, there's absolutely nothing you can do versus that with that amount of units. Like, you just need to cancel and pull back. So it's really nice actually kind of Weissline doing a build like that because it is going to catch it's just going to catch the players off guard. They're not going to know what's up, and it has canceled the command center both times. Alright, so it looks like they are going for that same Spire build again. We're going to see here Frogs is going to transfer all of his gas here to Weissline as soon as the Spire's done building, and they're going to be able to build a lot of mutas off of one base here. We'll just watch the gas from Frogs. Because I wasn't sure if I caught that last game. I think that's what happened. But this is really cool too. Because they're using the fact that normally if you want to get for a super quick Spire, you have to sacrifice a lot of gas, so you won't be able to build as many mutas. But Frogs transfers all his gas over to Weissline, and she can get out 8-9 mutas. And with Weissline's control, like, she can get a lot done with all these mutalisks. And this looks like it's going to be, again, a carbon copy of what happened in the first game. Same builds from both sides. Unless I accidentally clicked the third game and I'm an idiot. I think I accidentally... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Yeah, this is definitely the same game. I am so dumb. Unless it just looks the exact same. I'm just gonna wait for this one to finish and I'm gonna go back. Hey dude. Oh well, you know what, that first game was so good, we'll just watch it again. I think this will, yeah, this was, oh my god, I'm so dumb. Unless they, like, labeled the... Yeah, I am so stupid. Holy crap. I clicked on the first game replay, because I always assume it goes in order of, like, top 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't. Holy crap. Okay, that's the first game of the, or first series of the night, and it is pretty late. So let's cut myself some slack here. Alright. So we have our Zerg combo up in the top left. It is Frogs and his partner, my Scion. Down the bottom left, we have an Teal this time. It is Prevention. And his Terran partner, it is Animal Mother. I can't believe it has casted the same game twice. Like, I didn't even notice at all. I'm so stupid. Alright. So in the actual third game of this series, let's see what's going to happen. I'm also super disappointed with myself that I didn't catch on sooner. I guess I'm just not paying attention. Alright, and it looks like we're going to have some more proxy hatch shenanigans. Animal Mother is highlighting to his teammate that there is indeed some proxy hatches going down. Now what's coming up behind us? We have a spawning pool on the way here. So it looks like just queens and lings from now. We've seen in that second game, the actual second game, that they really like to favor that like queen ling spine rush. I know a lot of players really like to go for roaches when they are going for these proxy hatch builds. So let's see, Animal Mother and Prevention were able to react appropriately in that last game and deflect this proxy shenanigans here. But there's a lot of hatcheries to deal with here. There's 4 in total. And they're all at different locations. So they're going to get quite some creep spread, actually. Prevention, I feel like, is in the most danger here with 2 hatcheries outside his main. The one here for Animal Mother is in a pretty unfortunate spot for him to deal with, as it's not in range of any bunkers if he places them up here. So there's not really much he can do until he gets, say, a siege tank or an area unit out. And Prevention has also walled himself in. So if he wants to get out to kill any of the units outside his natural here, he's going to have to find a way to get outside this wall, either by killing his own stuff or by getting a robo. That's going to take a long time if he wants to go for the robo solution there. So it looks like this hatchery will get picked off. Some lings will get into the main base though. Meanwhile, we have lings over at the front. Is Prevention noticed this yet? There's a lot going on. He is going to place a shield battery down. But these Zerglings have already done a lot of damage to his wall. These might get in. And there's a lot of Zerglings being produced here. Alright, so... No, he hasn't clicked on that. That queen's going to finish. At the front, we see that the Zergling's about to break through the wall here. All these gateways going to go down. That's a lot of Zerglings. Definitely not as many as you would expect at this stage in the game. So, they tried so hard to get through the wall, and they do bust it down. Those Zerglings will be able to get right in. Unfortunately, the path in there, they are kind of being forced in. I don't think they know that they can go around. And meanwhile, that queen, she has popped out, and she is angry at those probes for killing her hatchery. She's going to pick a lot of those off. But Zerglings are just rampaging right through Prevention's base. This looks like something you'd see in like the cutscenes of the game. This doesn't actually look like a real game. Meanwhile here, Animal Mother is in a bit better shape. He has started to pick away at that hatchery on his low ground there. And he hasn't been busted, but that's a lot of spine crawlers, and he has a lot of creep spread coming in too. Look at all those lings. They don't have speed. Ouch. This is super unfortunate here for Animal Mother and Prevention. Prevention is 100% dead in this game. Like, there's nothing he can do. He has no units. So he is out. Now it's 2v1. Can Animal Mother carry this game? Can he kill Infinity Zerglings? He does have a starport, but there's still some queens in the map too. This is so tough. What can he do versus this? He's getting out Cyclones too, which is like, that's super good versus the spine crawlers, and queens, but it's not good versus the lings. And that Viking's gonna get picked off too. Like, it's dead, I think. There's no way it gets home. I thought there was more queens down there. My bad. I miscalled that one. We have a Liberator coming out here. Not quite sure what this one's gonna be for. I feel like you really want a Oh, even a Cyclone getting picked off there. Super unfortunate there for Animal Mother. I feel like you really want a Banshee in this scenario to send it across the map. Or at the very least, you clear out Infinity Zerglings with it. It'd be super cool if you went for some like 2-port like Banshee play. Because like, yeah, that Liberator is deadly versus the Queens. Oh, he finally killed that. Nope. But the Liberator's just getting such minimal amounts of damage done. Like, it's killing a Zergling here and there. And yeah, it's gonna force the Queens to reposition, but like, it's just really not the most efficient thing you could have built, I feel. I really would have liked to see some siege tanks on some Banshees, preferably. And Frog's even gonna start mining over here. What a guy. And we see Spore Crawlers going up in the bases here of our players. So really preempting that Banshee or Liberator follow-up. I think Pterodine is boned here, but this is the last game of their series, so really don't want to give up until the game is absolutely over. Prevention no longer has any forces. What just did something just die? I thought he lost all of this stuff earlier. Okay, so the final stand for home, Animal Mother coming out now, maybe. Alright, so these Spine Crawlers do get picked off, which is super good. Queen not able to target down the Liberator in time, will get pushed back, so Animal Mother might start being able to reclaim some of this territory here. Can he reclaim this creep? That is a lot of it. Hellbats and Cyclones, but that is a lot of wings as well. Why sorry, I'm trying to get a wraparound here, trying to get in behind Animal Mother's forces. Trying to... Oh, I don't see any forces from Frogs here. I thought maybe she was going to go first around, but looks like not. Animal Mother actually being supply blocked for quite a bit here. I'm not sure if he's noticed that just yet. He's actually going for a hidden base as well. So it looks like Animal Mother will start reclaiming some of the space here, but Prevention, like, there's nothing he can do. He can't build any units. He has no probes left. So it's purely on Animal Mother to do this, unless he gives Prevention control and asks him to, like, you know, watch my army for me or something like that. I don't know. Maybe just make sure he's macroing. This is huge surround by all these links here, but there's Hellbats in the mix here along with these Cyclones. SV's trying their best to repair, but this is a lot of lanes going down. A couple Hellbats still remaining, but still the lanes have gotten their damage done. And I think, will this be the 19 and 14 kills respectively. They've lost a lot of lanes. Like, Pterodine, or Animal Mother, sorry, is trading super well, but on the other side of the map, like, there's just not much going on. These Liberators are gonna keep killing Zerglings. They're actually both shooting the same Zergling, so they're overkilling. That's funny, I didn't know Liberators did that. But that's a lot of Pterodine's forces down the drain here. And he's still only on one base. He's floating a lot of minerals. But he's going to mine it very shortly. And he's muling away at this base over here. That's probably why he has so many minerals. It's because of all these dang mules. So he has a much better income, actually, than his opponents for now. But still, there's two of them and one of him. And I don't think there's much damage he can get done. His opponent's just going to continue to expand. That Viking almost dying there. 3 HP, sorry. And Hydralisks are now on the field here for Frogs. And my mother is trying to get his production up here. And it looks like, so unfortunate. Animal Mother's hidden base has been discovered. But a lot of Zergling's going to come in here and stop the fun. That command sergeant is going to get forced to live. Meanwhile, we got Hellions chasing down some queens over here. Animal Mother just trying to get down any damage you can. I don't know if we have any upgrades here. What is cheese upgrades? He has +1 for his Hellions, so that's pretty good, I guess. Oh, a huge amount of aliens going to run into all these Hellions. And there we go. Tyradine has left the game, and it's just prevention in the game now. GG is called. So it looks like Y-Scion and Frog's gonna take that first series of the day. Or of the night, sorry. So who are we gonna be moving on to next? Ah, damn it, these are on an old replay. That's so annoying. I'm gonna have to log back in. I should have casted these earlier. Damn it. I think this is literally just played before the Raven patch. I think that was it. That was the only reason. That's so annoying that I have to fucking restart the entire client. Whoops. Alright. So we have up in the top left, it is our combo of our two friends. World is Doom and his good friend, Drumhead. And my game sounds very loud. I was gonna turn that down a tad. I thought I turned it down enough before, but I guess not. My fragile ears. Don't suck, Drum. Alright, so we have our opponents for them here, down in the bottom left. We have, it's our two opposite Zergs. We have our super late game focused, amazing build orders. It is Wagon. He's able to play to the longest parts of the game. He's like the late game master. If you've ever watched him play versus Avalo, he's just amazing at the late game. He can play for hours on end. And his opponent, the very super aggressive early game focus Zerg, it is Ethereal. Now both of them are super good, but they're also just like so opposite as far as their playstyles go. Ethereal is so good in the early game, and Wagon is so good in the late game. So I'm really excited to see how these two mesh and what they decide to do here as far as their builds go. Now, we have up here World is Doom and Drumhead. Zerg Protoss I feel like is not the best combo for 2v2. I really feel like Protoss Terran and Zerg are super good, but Protoss Zerg not, in my opinion, the best. It's just kind of like a bit awkward because you can't take bases very close together because the Zerg wants to ideally spread creep, and then the Protoss doesn't want creep. So it's just kind of annoying. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So we have 4 Zerglings here are going to take up these 2 of Drumhead. World is Doom, sorry. Getting my players all mixed up. So Wagon's just going to try to poke away at this hatchery. Really nice like split-second decision making there, just to keep trying to force back the Lings. A couple of his own going to get cut out there. But they're doing what they need to do, which is to force these Lings into a fight, as he has the advantage here until that Adept comes out. So once those Adepts and the additional Lings come down, this will force Wagon off this base. But Wagon's just being super good at being annoying here, and hopefully going to force some mistakes out of his opponent. So we see a Stargate opener here from Drumhead, and a quick Baneling Nest from World is Doom. He has the later Zergling speed. So maybe just trying to go for that early Stargate. Oh, a bit more action here. Some Zerglings gonna fight some more Zerglings. Wagon's Zerglings being surprisingly efficient here versus those Zerglings from World is Doom. God, I keep messing them up. It's probably just because I'm a lot more used to talking to Drumhead, so his name like comes up first in my mind. Sorry. And more good trades for Wagon if he keeps taking these with his Lings. He's pretty much even on drones with World is Doom. But Drumhead does have a lot of drones here. Or probes. So Drumhead's economy is doing pretty well. He's only on 1 base for now. And it looks like World is Doom saved myself there. This team will be trying to take that back expansion. Oh, that was actually a pretty bad shade-in from Drumhead there. Not a lot of Zerglings to support him, and a lot of these adepts going to get taken out. Some Baileys are going to come in here, but I think they're a bit too late. Looks like Ethereal and Wagon will be able to kind of pick these Zerglings apart. Only the Oracle remains here from our Protoss Zerg combo. A lot of Bailey's going down there, blown up for not the best value, and more Zerglings are going to continue to be pumped out here for Ethereal and Wagon. And I think they've held this aggression. There's a lot of lost units here for Drumhead and World of Doom. Some decent Baneling connects there, and they are going to keep trying to get some more damage. Queen getting picked out of position here from Ethereal, and that Baneling going to be used to try to zone. But these Oracles here really just not getting the most damage here for for Drumhead. Right, a couple of drones are going to get picked off here. But Ethereal does have the second base, and it is very saturated. A lot of fighting going on all over the place. Actually, you cannot tell what the hell is going on. Alright, some more adepts here from Drumhead are going to try to assist his Zerg teammate here. I don't really see any more Zerglings here from World of Doom. And so some more Banelings here from Ethereal going to take out a lot of these adepts. These Oracles are finally getting some energy, but I just feel like they're not really doing the damage that Drumhead wants. Like, this mineral line is completely exposed. I'd really like these Oracles to go over here and just start killing stuff. Some Bailings are going to blow up on some of these drones, but they just can't find the connections they want. The 4 Oracles in total. Drum's just going to keep making Oracles and keep trying to kill stuff. They're eventually picking away at the Wagon and Ethereal's forces now. The Oracle's finally starting to rack up some value, as we don't see many Spore Crawlers here in the bases of Wagon and Ethereal, only in the main. So finally their aggression here has started to pay off. They are going to hold this low ground. You see a Spore Crawler here in the natural for Wagon, but Spore Crawlers aren't going to be able to defend against all these Zerglings that are coming out here. And those Oracles could turn to them fine if they want, or Spores, sorry, if they wanted. One of them actually going down, but they don't really need to waste their time. And I think World of Doom and Drumhead are actually going to take this game. You see some damage coming on here on the other side of the map from Ethereal. But I think in this game, Drumhead and World of Doom came in here with a plan. And I'm not sure if Ethereal and Wagon did. They might have just been kind of, you know, playing a bit more reactively, see what their opponents are doing. But unfortunately not able to react accordingly. And Drumhead's still on a pretty low drone count actually, but I think the probe count of... sorry, God, I keep getting them mixed up. I'm going to do that for the entire series. I'm so sorry. But, sorry, as I was going to say, World of Doom's drone count is pretty low, but Drumhead's booming economy is going to make up for that. He does have a cold base now. I'd like to see him get some cannons here or something to protect against the Zerglings. Ethereal's Zerglings are going to try to come in here and do some damage, but that is a lot of Oracles. This is like a Haas level of Oracles. Alright, and I guess, did Ethereal leave earlier? I don't know. I guess he did, but anyways, looks like GG is going to be called. That's going to be it for game number 1. Drumhead and World of Doom taking that one. It is honestly so hard to follow these games. Like I see the Void 2v2 is just 2 all over the place. Sorry for the typing, I'm just going to log back in here. Because these replays were on an old patch. So it means I gotta relog every single time. Alright, so game 2 between these two players. I know some of the teams had made names, and I think that might be a bit easier to go by if I just like call them by the names. I'm not sure if they had a name. I'll just make one up when I think of one. Oops. Okay. So spawning down here in the bottom left for fuck, what should I call them? Okay, we're just gonna go with Team Zerg for now. The bottom left for Team Zerg is Wagon and his partner Ethereal. What the hell should I call these guys? One sec. I'm just gonna go look at their replay submission thing and see if they named themselves anything. Oh, they called themselves World is Drum. Okay. So, up at the top, or right side of the map, that's it. We have playing for Team World is Drum. Just Drumhead. And the other combo, or partner for this combo, is World is Doom. So let's see what did they name themselves? Okay, for some reason, Wagon named themselves Team Riser. Okay. Whatever works, I guess. That was super confusing. I looked at the replay folders and I just assumed, I'm like, wow, Riser's team is got a lot of their games in. But then I thought, I'm like, wait, is Riser even in this one? I can't remember if he partnered with anyone. Alright, so what's going on in this game? Just some expansions coming down. Looks like to be a bit more macro-centric for now. Alright, so it looks like World is Doom and Zerglings are going to come over here and start picking away wagons. Drones, they're going to get one kill at least. So that's pretty nice. Going to force a bit of a pull there as well. And we do see some adapts coming in here. Early adept Zergling pressure actually seems pretty strong. I take back what I said about Protoss Zerg not being that great. Versus Zerg, this seems to be working out pretty well. The adapts and the Zerglings could really kind of force each other off. Especially once you get Banelings in the mix as well. But that is a lot of Zerglings being forced out of Team Zerg here. I'm sorry, Team Riser, as they like to call it themselves. These adapts gonna really weaken a lot of these Zerglings. I'm not sure how many kills they're getting, or if there's like any overshot, or like, you know, overkill happening at all. But all those units do get cleaned up. It looks like Team Riser is going to be able to keep World is Drum on their side of the map here. Some more units actually getting caught out on the map. It's really unfortunate for World is Drum. They do have some more Zerglings coming in to reinforce, so it looks like those adapts will be saved. And so it's going to be a mass Ling Bane and adept versus Ling Bane here from our opponents. There's a fight going on there. A lot of Zerglings, or Banelings, sorry, getting cancelled. And Oracles have followed this up too. So it's actually really nice. I think the combination of all these units for World is Drum is pretty strong in this early game. But that's a lot of queens. Looks like Wagon learned from last game, and he will be taking a better position against us, able to deal with these Oracles more efficiently. Because last time they didn't get a lot of damage done immediately, but later on they were able to do a lot of damage. So one Banelin actually going to go down there, getting picked off, and these adapts actually getting picked out of position here. Banelin's going off on not too many Zerglings. Actually, one of them getting picked off for nothing there. And Queens versus adapts is not a great fight for the adapts. And they don't have any support. Looks like Team Riser was able to disjoint the army here of Worldless Drum. And really not finding enough damage, and you can see in the supplies, like, they lost a lot for not very much there. Like, that's a lot of units lost for Team Worldless Drum. 6 Adepts and an Oracle, like, that's nuts. And it looks like now Team Riser will be going on the offensive here. Some Zerglings coming in here. Unfortunately, these Oracles will be able to get a lot of damage done for Team Riser. Sorry, unfortunate for them. Since the Queens can't get across the map too quickly. This is just a really nice combination of units here for Worldless Drum. But I think their early gambit here didn't really pay off. Like, you've seen Worldless Doom send all of his links into the main to try to force a lot of the units into position. But really all that did was isolate Drumhead's Adepts, and they got surrounded by the Queens and Zerglings and taking it really quickly. I think if you have Lings and Banelings acting as a buffer for the Adepts, that can work out a lot better. But unfortunately not able to really get that done. And a lot of Queens being produced here from Wagon and Ethereal. Even a couple more, or one more at least, on the way. Drumhead's going to try to go for some mineral line harassment here with these Oracles of his. They have a lot of energy backed up. Looks like we do see a Spire coming out here for Ethereal. Meanwhile, armor and range on the way for Roaches from Wagon. So Ethereal Oracles is going to be able to get damage in pretty quickly, but they do have Spore Crawlers in place, actually 2 of them at that base. Meanwhile, got some Lings and Banes coming in here towards a natural here for Drumhead. These probes are going to get pulled just in time to save them from those Banelings, but a lot of them are still going down to the Zerglings. And really, this is something I think Drumhead can't really afford, as he lost so many units in that early game. Some Lings coming in here to harass at this base over here. Meanwhile, I got more Lings coming in over here. And Banelings actually coming in for Worldless Doom's mineral line. Gonna be able to take out a couple of Zerglings. Or drones is what I meant to say. It's just way too much to think about. And Drumhead actually going for Phoenixes too. That's definitely going to be nice, because he can pick away a lot of Overlords, prevent a lot of map vision here from both of his opponents. And there's so much going on, I feel like it's really hard to just micromanage all your Overlords and get them away. A lot of Zerglings from Worldless Doom here. That's a lot of high energy Queens though, so I really feel like this Zergling run by only has limited potential here. And Roaches are now popping out as well. They don't have any upgrades just yet. And Phoenix on their way too. I'm not sure how I feel about these Phoenix. They are going to pan out pretty well versus the lead opener that Ethereal was trying to go for. But I feel like that was more of a coin flip than anything like that. It wasn't really an intention of that. Taking away a lot of these Needles right as they spawn. But Ethereal being smart, he's just going to get Corruptors instead. Ethereal has a lot of Queens here. They're high energy, but it looks like he's not really paying attention right now. Getting a couple train seasons going down is a good pay attention. Despite what I was just saying. I'm really good at making calls like this. But those Corruptors are going to be really tough for those Phoenix to deal with. A lot of Banelings getting picked up though, so that is some damage going down. Oh, these need to pull away. These aren't in the control group. Oh no. There goes one. It's pretty unfortunate there for Drumhead. Only gonna lose one of them though. But still, their supplies are fairly far behind their opponent, especially Worldless Doom, as he went for so many early lanes that they've really set his economy back, because they're really hoping to get some more damage done with what they tried there. He's finally going to be able to drone up some more, and he's on 3 bases. But he's still about 20 drones behind both his Zerg opponents. And now they got Roaches and Hydralisks coming in here. And I'm not sure if Worldless Drum here really has the right tools to deal with this. And the epic music started playing. So we know shit's about to go down. Oh, poor Oracle there. Trying to get some damage done. Hey, Nano. This is going to be really tough, I feel like, for Worldless Drum to take the lead here versus Roach Hydra. They don't really have the Unicom to deal with this. We see a couple Voiders out here for Drumhead, but he's only now started his Immortal production. And versus this amount of Roach Hydra, you really want a much larger amount of Immortals, I feel. Charge on the way. Immortals are being produced one by one, but it's so far delayed. I really think Wagon's Force can just push across the map here and end this. You see full evacuation here of both of these bases. Drumhead Worldless Doom, sorry, knows he can't defend these. Wagon being very smart though, or I guess I'm not sure smart is the right word, but cautious. And just pulling back whenever he doesn't know where his opponent's army is. Especially because they don't really know what their opponents have. They've seen like a couple times, but like this is such a big map that it's very easy for units to kind of get lost. You know, like you don't really know what your opponent has all the time. And since it's a 2v2, like there's so many factors that go into like what your opponents may or may not have. They don't really know. We even have some infestors here from Wagon. It's going to be really nice versus what forces that Worldless Drum are able to muster. And can they fight up this ramp? Not a lot of Roaches here for Worldless Doom. And meanwhile, we'll see Ethereal going to fight on against Drumhead's force here. A lot of Immortals, though, going to be taken out by the Roaches here. And it looks like Worldless Doom is going to win the game. And so is Drumhead. So, 1-1 is the scoreline now. Yep, it's best of 3. Gonna be going into our next match whenever I can log in again. Oh no, everyone's gonna hack my account now. Alright, so whenever this loads in, we'll be getting into our last game of this series. After this one, I think I'm gonna stop casting for the night. My voice just feels kind of sore tonight. So, oops. Alright. So, over in the top right side of the map, yes, race change is legal. Not sure if they're arguing about the rules or anything. I think I stated that, like, in a thing that it was fine to change race. It doesn't look like they did, though. Anyways, we have over here for Team Worldless Drum, we've got Worldless Doom and his partner Drumhead. In the bottom left, we have for Team Riser, which does not include Riser. It is the Wagon and Ethereal. I swear, like, the songs that StarCraft plays are, like, louder and louder every game. Alright, so hatcheries for both our Zerg players here. So nothing horrible going on. No war crimes is being committed. This is also like the horrible part about playing with a Zerg partner is like you have to wall in the entire ramp yourself. The Zerg should really be rushing, going for a 12 pool to build a queen, and then build a creep tumor, just so they can put an Evo chamber there. You know, they gotta help it. Alright, I don't see a second gateway yet for Drumhead, so this might not be the same build we've seen in the last game. We've seen in the previous two games, they really like to go for some early Ling Bane with some adept like pressure. They would send it over to the other side of the map. Evo Chamber Rush, yeah. I was trying to, I guess it's like the cheapest building, so, you know, you gotta... interesting trades happening around the boneyard, as I like to call it, because it's a bunch of bones. Like, seriously, what is this supposed to be? Just a bunch of bones? I don't know. I also like how the music just intermittently stops playing. Yeah. Especially because it's like, if you've never played on this map before, like that choke looks like pretty much anything can fit through. Like it doesn't look that narrow, but really only like Zerglings and Marines can fit through it, and like other small units. I'm not even sure, can the Adepts fit through that? But like, yeah, like if you're trying to move your army like across the map, you really have to shift Q, or else like your units are all going to start trying to go through here, or at least most of them are, and then they're going to file single file if you're that. Like, I have the music on. It was playing earlier, like, what the fuck? One sec. Is that maybe it? Oh, I guess that was a setting I had on. Because when you aim, move your bioarmy, you bond. Yeah. Yeah. It's it teaches you a lesson inside the game. Like, it's great. It's not only great world building, but it helps you as a player. Alright, so it looks like World is Doom and Drumhead going for that same aggression we've seen again. A bit delayed though. They don't really have as much of a committal to this. This is more of just kind of like scouting, see what their opponents are doing. But their opponents have built a lot of lanes with this. But still, Drumhead is, or World's Doom, sorry, is skipping a lot of drones to go for this. Okay, a lot of Zerglings are coming through here, but that queen like group here, I don't know what they call this, the flock. It's like a meat grinder. It's killing all these Zerglings. Oh, you have speed. I didn't know stuff like that existed. I've seen that on like YouTube videos and stuff. But that's pretty cool, actually. I probably just can't handle my Canadian accent. Doesn't understand when I try to say, you know, common words like a boot or I don't know what are other words you people make fun of me for. That Adept really being a lifesaver here. Some more Baelins being morphed behind this. That's like so annoying. Oh my god, I love that. I don't know. Okay, so we have a 2 Archon drop going on over here. There's just way too much for me to even keep track of in these games. I'm not even gonna try. I thought at the start of this that I'm gonna try to do some like, you know, informative commentary. You know, try my best to learn and just give some nice commentary about this. But at this point, like, I don't care anymore. I have no clue what's going on, and I'm not able to follow any of it. So we're just gonna have some fun. Spire and Roachwarren both on the way for Worldless Doom, and he's on a super low drone count still. But he's going to be able to saturate both these bases. That choke is so funny, like... Is he going to be able to micro that Zealot away? No, that War Prism is filled. Okay, so what are Furial and Wagon going for now? They have 3 bases each, so that they're pretty well off financially here. That is cute. I love that. Alright, so Archon's coming over here. That War Prism actually not with them, so that could have been fairly dangerous if there was a sizable force here. Is Drumhead going to realize, will that Archon get picked off here? Looks like it's going to go down. It's a bit unneeded there, like that Archon could have survived. Looks like Drumhead will go and take that 4th base there. Or 3rd base, sorry. Nice job by Drumhead though to just, you know, destroy the space, stop it from being built. He really doesn't want his opponents to be able to continue to get ahead here. But it is super hard to stop your opponents from getting bases on maps like these. Alright, so these Meatless actually doing a lot of damage to these roaches. I'm not sure if you have any Hydras on the map. Okay, we do 4 Wagon, but they're all the way over here. So these roaches are going to eat a lot of damage. And Drum has those, he always has these god-awful ugly fucking skins on him. Like, look how... That looks like the fucking killer wasp, dude. Like, I would not want to see that in my video game. And that hatch or Nexus barely going to be barely goes down. The last roach. Wagon's force is here now, but those are a lot of roaches that got cleaned up here by the Mutalisks of Worldless Doom, and those are doing some work. And this base is going to get put up again by a Furial here. He did lose a lot of his army though in that last engagement. I think he's only going for roaches. Okay, he is getting Hydras now too. What skin is that? That's like the reindeer looking ass one. Rip Overlords. I haven't casted any of your games yet. Cameron. If you have them in the folder, I'll get to them eventually. But after this game, I'm done for tonight. My voice just doesn't feel very good. If that makes sense. Whether I'm not sure I get that pun. I feel fucking retarded. I'll have to look in the replay folder if I have them. But a lot of these units actually getting picked off here from Team Riser, which coincidentally does not include Riser. But looks like we're going to get a full surround here. Wagon's force is coming in for that flank. A lot of these are Immortals getting picked off, and they're on move command here. Complete chaos here in the army of Team Worldless Drum. A lot of units dying here. Warp Prism is going to go down as well. And it looks like Wagon's force is looking strong. And I think Wagon is going to be able to carry this game here. A lot of Roach Hydra and Ravager as well coming in here. These mutas cannot engage directly. They can take out these smaller groups of Hydralisks, but they do so at a cost. They are going to eat a lot of damage if they try to fight here, especially with how upgraded Wagon and Imperial's forces are going to be here soon. Got 2-1 on Wagon's forces here now, and I don't think that Team World is Drum is going to be able to hold on here any longer. Drumhead's forces have all been cleaned up. Looks like this is going to be the end of this game here and the end of this series. A lot of drones going down here, but maybe with perfect meter control, World is Doom can take the win. If he just continues to get infinite value out of all these units, maybe he can win. Okay, one more comes there. Looks like they finally decided that's the end of the game. I really hope Drumhead at least A-moves these meters into the fight. Oh, come on, dude. He could have, like, A-moved those in and, like, had them all die. You know? Give your opponent something to, you know, something satisfying at the end of the game. Alright. So, yeah, as I said earlier, that is going to be the end of my night tonight. It's not feeling it in my voice, you know? But anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I will cast more of these eventually. So, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.